just want to do my job.
Oh my God. That. Go watch that so you can get an idea of it. I'm sure many of you experienced this, but in IT in particular, this is why I don't have an interest in going back to IT. I really don't. I'm eventually probably going to have to end up there somehow because I don't have any other marketable skills besides IT skills and customer support. But I worked for a small office. In that building at any given time, there could be maybe 15 people. And oh my God, they would tell us that our office manager, which I liked our office manager. That's the shame of it. He was a smart guy, but he was such a corporate shrill. Shill. Anyway, they would constantly tell us that we should just make our best judgment decisions with customers, not to seek out management if there was an issue with a client. That we should deal with it. Now, I did managed service. It was a managed service provider that I worked for. They tried to be very open, but it really wasn't. Anyway, they would say that they hired us because we had a skill set and we interviewed well enough that they trusted us to make the right decision. And every time we'd make a decision or after every call, they would start questioning those decisions. And it was just so micromanaged. And it's just like, I love helping customers. I love doing customer support, but I can't do my job, or I feel like I'm unable to do my job because every time I make a decision, every time I make a judgment call and it actually helps the customer, it just, they make it seem like I don't know what I'm doing. These are people that have no technical background either. My office manager had a little bit of technical skill. He was proficient with computers. He wasn't an idiot, but on the actual process of getting things fixed, that wasn't what he did. He was an office manager. He was the person set to oversee everything. Again, I liked that guy too, but it was just a ridiculous game of that. And then the person they put in charge of all the techs, that they had us on a little bullpen, by the way. We had like cubicle walls, but not all the way around. So it'd be like, here I'm looking at, let's just pretend I'm looking at my computer and there's a cubicle wall behind the monitor. And then there was another technician behind me, same setup with a cubicle wall behind them. And then we had one person that could see pretty much all of us working, and like everything was scrutinized and watched. And it was just like so tiring. And this is every job. This is every job now. It is just so micromanaged that I can't enjoy doing my work. I can't enjoy helping people if I know that every phone conversation is being recorded, every interaction is being watched live. Also, I should mention they installed cameras in there because they didn't believe we were working. Like, it is so ridiculous. Like, this is why I'm grateful to be able to do resell that I'm doing now, because I can't stand that level of distrust when, as an employee, I hadn't done anything to anybody. And then you're told you're doing a good job. And you're doing such a good job. And then later in your review, it's like, you could be doing better. And this is the same job I've talked about before. They were surprised in my exit interview when they fired me. They were surprised by the fact that one of the reasons that I was going there is because I needed money. They were surprised that I was working for a paycheck. This baffled them. They couldn't believe it. They were like, nobody else here is like that. People love it here. They're here because they love it. And it's like, no, they're not here because they love it. They're here because they need a paycheck. I mean, loving it helps. As I've said numerous times, if I can like the people I'm working with, that is definitely a bonus. If I can, have customers that know me well, that is the beauty of a small business, especially a smaller managed service provider, is that if the customers know you on a more personal level, they tend to be easier to work with. It's actually a good thing because they're less likely to yell at you, less likely to verbally abuse you, those kind of things. And it really is an art to be able to take a small business, try to run it like a Fortune 500 company, have it fail, and then blame your employees. It really is. But yeah, this video, man, it hit a nerve. I'll tell you that. So I feel for her and anybody else. I feel for you guys as well. And yeah, this is ridiculous. And I don't want to make this any longer than it needs to be, but to hear the excuses of CEOs, office leaders, management, and stuff like that, just the crap they come up with, the stuff that comes out of their mouth in defense of these behaviors too, is just, oh my God. Anyway, guys, yeah.